I tried to make a dungeon crawler with guns in a month for the Game of 2021 Jam. Let's see how it went. I wanted to make a game about a person trapped in their own buggy program. Buggy programs are something I can obviously relate to a lot. So I created a Trello list, opened up a new Unity project and added a square which will be our player. Now, ever since I started gamedev a few months ago, I have always wanted to make an inventory system, so I followed a tutorial for like 2 weeks and it's finished. I barely understood anything I was doing, but it works, so who really cares? I then added weapon switching, which doesn't work properly at all for some reason, but I'm just gonna move on and completely ignore it. I also wanted to make levels a randomly generated dungeon. For those who don't know, random dungeon generation is basically when a dungeon is randomly generated. Only ascended individuals will understand that explanation though. But I couldn't really find the type of generation I wanted, so disappointingly, I decided to do all levels myself. In week 3, I decided to make a gun system which solved issues I had in my previous games where reloading would not work properly. Then, I decided to do some art, which in my opinion, this is some of the best pixel art work I've ever done. Ever. Because everything else I've done looks like absolute trash. In the 4th week, until Sunday, I literally did nothing because I just couldn't do anything that week. So on Sunday, I decided to work on the enemy AI. I wanted to explore doing this on my own, but I feel like that should be done at another time. Luckily, a video was there to help out on YouTube. I followed it, tried to modify a few things, but gave up and decided to do art for the enemy types and sound effects instead, and deal with the enemy AI later. I then created several enemy types, including a microcontroller thing, a floppy disk enemy, and a thumb drive enemy, which doesn't even make sense in the context of the game, but I literally couldn't visualize what the hell a buggy program looks like. I also made the sound effects in SFXR. Now, I have an important announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my first ever game featuring Unity's particle system. A great start. Now, it's time for the final 3 things, which would be puzzles, a treasure chest, and finally solving the enemy AI problem. On Monday night, I decided to reattempt the enemy AI, which will just be one behavior, but with each enemy being stronger than the last. I was looking around to solve my problem and found the solution online. By following this video and Dr. and Sprad's video, I merged the concepts together to form the AI I needed. It needed a few tweaks, but it seems to be working fine. Now it's time for level design. I have only designed one level, and it's Tuesday, only one day before the jam ends. So I made a simple main menu. After that, I made some UI for my gun script, found out my reloading had issues, realized I'm an idiot, and ignored the problem. After that, I decided to finish designing all levels. After making level 2, I started to have issues with my inventory straight up breaking. I started having these issues 18 hours before submission, but in reality, I only have 2 of those hours. So I was just going to make one big level. That was not a good idea, because I started having even more issues, so I just gave up because I clearly would not finish this. I realized that I have a problem with time management. I need to learn to just sit down and work for more than an hour on a project. I feel like I could actually make some decent games during summer, as there are less things to do and less things to worry about. I am not going to try to finish this because if I open it up again, I might have to destroy the entire universe. Anyway, the positive is I've learned some new things, which is the point of me doing game jams in the first place. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.